Hi friends, my name is Nataraj. In this video, I am going to talk about how to install Tomcat web server in our system. There is a small controversy. Up to version 5, Tomcat is web server. From version 6, some part of industry calls it as what? Application server. So because Tomcat 6 onwards, there are many facilities added like connection pooling, data source support and J&A registry support, and many facilities are added. So that's why some part of industry starts calling it as what? Application server. And as you know that it gives two containers. One is servlet container whose nickname is Catalina. Other one is JSP container whose nickname is what? Jasper. JSP container is also called JSP engine, and servlet container is also called as what? Servlet engine. The point here is, if we develop Java web application, okay, we deploy in what? Web server or application server. So in that situation, you must install one or other web server or application server in your system. It contains all the facilities of web server, some additional facilities. So please refer that video. So if you want to know more differences between web server and application server, let us try to understand the basic details about what? Tomcat. So the Tomcat type is Java based web server. The version I am taking here is 9.x, which is compatible with JDK 9.x. It is compatible with JDK 1.8. It is even compatible with 1.7 also. Next, vendor. Who is the vendor? Apache Foundation, and it's open source. Not only open source, even freeware. Okay, next, it runs on which port number? Default port number. It offers many services, but basically HTTP port number is what? 8080. 8080 is what? HTTP port number. That means once we deploy the application, we try to access various web components of that web application by giving request to what? Web server. So that time we use protocol HTTP, and that HTTP protocol based request and responses will be answered, okay, by using a service that is there in what? 8080 port number. It is not fixed here, it is changeable. It is changeable. Next, to download softwares, we can use apache.org website. We can download as RAR file or setup file. So choice is yours. You can use either RAR file or what? Setup file. I suggest you people to use setup file, because we will get plenty of options while working with what? Setup file based installation. Especially if you want to enjoy Tomcat manager and admin console kind of thing, it's always suggested to install Tomcat with the support of what? Setup file. Servlet container name, the servlet container name is Catalina, and JSP container name is, okay, JSP container name is what? Jasper. Servlet container name is Catalina, JSP container name is what? Jasper. Okay, fine. So right, who is the creator? The creator is David Duncanson. The creator is what? David Duncanson. A small story is there about this person. Originally he created Tomcat when he was working for Sun Microsystem. Designed Tomcat, developed Tomcat, but due to some politics and internal issues that happened in Sun Microsystem, he simply donated to Apache Foundation and left Sun Microsystem. That means that's the reason still sometimes Sun Microsystem claims Tomcat is our software. Though it is officially given by Apache people to the market, I have seen in some certain seminars Sun Microsystem try to claim Tomcat is what? Our software. and it's a default server that every Java programmer likes to use while developing web applications. Very suitable in development environment, very suitable in academics level. So during your college days, school days, if you want to develop any Java based applications, yes, definitely we can think about working with what? Tomcat server. Okay, may not be suitable for large scale websites like banking applications, e-commerce application. That time people generally prefers working with what? Application server like what? WebLogic. But otherwise, while developing small and medium scale application, so Tomcat is the most appropriate one. Why people prefers Tomcat in academics or in small and medium scale projects? It's very easy to start and very easy to stop. It does not take much time to start, it does not take much time to stop. And lightweight also, occupies very less amount of memory during installation and after installation. So these are the many reasons why people prefers using Tomcat at what? Development time. So let me show the setup file first. Let me show the setup file. So somehow I arranged a setup file, right? So this is the setup file. Apache Tomcat some version.exe file. This is the setup file. So again here we have to be very careful about 32-bit and 64-bit. If you are having 64-bit Windows, you have to download 64-bit Tomcat. If you are having 32-bit Windows, you have to download what? 32-bit Tomcat only. Fine. What are the things we have to supply while installing Tomcat? So while installing Tomcat, provide JRE folder location, and also try to provide Tomcat installation folder. That means there's nothing but Tomcat home, nothing great. That's nothing but what? Tomcat home. And try to provide admin username. Generally we try to pass admin, not fixed here, anything you can take. Password, generally I prefer taking this not fixed. Then port number, HTTP port number. Generally 8080 is quite busy number and fancy number. Everyone try to use that. Almost every software try to use 8080 as default port number. And that too, if you are installing Tomcat after Oracle installation, I never suggest you people to work with 8080 because there are some services in Oracle. Okay, along with Oracle installation, those services will be installed, and those services generally occupy what? Port number 8080. So that's why I'm preferring taking what? 3030 as what? Port number to utilize. What is port number, sir? Very simple. To connect various hardware devices to our computer, hardware ports are there. Like monitor port, printer port, lot of ports are there. Similarly, software services installed in your computer reside on software ports. For example, you take a Windows operating system. It offers total 65,535 software ports. In that, digit 1 to 1024 software ports are reserved for operating system services. The remaining 1025 to 65,535 ports are given for what? External installed softwares. So OS maintains all these software ports, and every port is identified with what? Port number. So when we install any software, by default it will try to reside on what? One or other software port. Very simple. It will try to reside on what? One or other software port. For example, you take Oracle. Main service resides on what? 1521, and along with Oracle installation, so many services will come. They will reside on other port numbers. Tomcat 8080, that's a default one. And MySQL 3306. So every software service try to choose one or other default port number. If you don't like that, either during installation, after installation, you can change the port number. Either during installation or after installation, you can happily change the port number. So port number is communication endpoint. It's something like this. If you want to talk with certain software service available in a computer, if you know IP address of that computer, sufficient. Along with the IP address, you should also know what? Port number. For example, on Mission 20, I have Oracle software and I want to communicate with that Oracle software from outside the Mission 20. So if I just know Mission 20 host name or IP address, not enough. Along with that, I should also know what? The port number of Oracle, that is nothing but 1521. So port number is what? Communication endpoint. If that is not there, we cannot talk with or we cannot use services available in what? Certain software, and even though it is installed in your what? Computer. So these are the things I decided to choose. Okay. So my simple suggestion is, if you are having Windows operating system, don't install software in the C drives. Because in most of the Windows operating system, entire C drive comes as what? Read only. But we do lot of changes after installation. To support those changes and to avoid certain problems, I never suggest installing any software in C drive, and always suggested to install other than C drive. In fact, even though your C drive is not read only, I never suggest to go for what? C drive based installation. Simple and straightforward reason. C drive is primary partition, and I suggest to install only operating system. Anything other than operating system, better not to install in C drive. Always prefer installing what? Other than C drive. WinZip, WinRAR kind of small softwares also, I generally encourage you people not to install in what? C drive. Prefer installing other than C drive. So that means I am going to choose Tomcat installation folder as d:/Tomcat 9.x. This is my installation folder, and JRE location generally will be picked up automatically. If not picked up, JRE folder that is parallel to Java home directory /JDK home directory. Home means nothing is there. The place where Java is installed is Java home. Let's observe how to start that installation. Let me go for this. I have a setup file, and it's always suggested to start the installation by getting administrator privileges. And whatever screen you are seeing, this is a logo of Tomcat, and since it is given by Apache company, it is called Apache Tomcat 9. Apache Tomcat 9, and this is the URL. From there you can even download it. So http://tomcat.apache.org. By going there, we can get documentation support, you can download the software, everything you can do that. Say next. So fine. Yes, it is not asking our assets, so there is no wrong of saying agree. Fine. Okay, then always suggested to choose full Tomcat, so that you will get many things. See the size here, it is just occupying 15.7 MB. This is the one reason people prefer using Tomcat, especially in the development mode of the project or in the academic level, because it can be installed very fastly, and it can be started very easily, and it can be stopped very easily. Whereas other servers like WebLogic, quite heavy and takes a lot of time to start and lot of time to stop. Even needs more memory in terms of GB only, that takes memory. Say next. So we don't bother about remaining port number, we bother about HTTP port number 8080. In this system I already have installed what? Oracle. Already have done the installation of Oracle. Due to this, port number 80 is busy with some service of Oracle. That's why I prefer taking what? Some other port number 3030. You can take any port number, but since first 1024 numbers are 24 port numbers are reserved for operating system services, I suggest to choose remaining port numbers in between 1025 to 65,535. So next, what is this? Asking to choose admin username, administrator login related username. I am choosing admin. Password, again I am choosing admin. Fine. So if I am not talking about remaining anything, okay, just continue the default values. Yes, luckily it is picking up the JRE that is installed in your computer. Not compulsory you should choose JRE 8, you may even go for what? Java 7 and higher version. So that's what I said, Tomcat 9 is compatible with what? Java 7 and later version. So most of the time it will pick up automatically, but if it is not picked up, so you have to choose that JRE folder which resides parallel to JDK folder, Let me give that clarity to you people. C drive, program files, Java, listen carefully, parallel to JDK folders, JREs are there, you have to choose that, not the JRE that is there inside the JDK folder. By mistake also you should not choose the JRE that is there inside the JDK folder, always choose that JRE folder that is there parallel to JDK folder. Most of the time it will pick up automatically, no headache. Say next. And asking us to choose installation folder, as I said, don't choose C drive, choose some location in what? D drive. So my preference is d:/Tomcat 9.x. Fine, it's going to take 15.7 MB and lot of space is there. Just click on next. That's it. It hardly take 10 seconds time to complete the installation. It hardly take the 10 seconds time to complete the installation. That much easy it is. Yes, installation is done. I want to start it manually, that's why I am deselecting this one. I don't want to see any readme kind of thing. Fine. How to confirm whether installation is what? Successfully done or not. To start Tomcat server. Yes, go to Tomcat home/bin directory, use, what is this? Tomcat 9.exe file. What file here? Tomcat 9.exe file. Let's see that. Here is my D drive, because this is the place where I have done installation. Yeah. So D drive, yes, we have Tomcat folder here. Just now we have installed it. These are the various folders that comes when we install Tomcat. So here we have bin directory. There we have Tomcat 9.exe file. Okay, you can run as what? Administrator. You can run as what? Administrator. Yes, allow access. Yeah, let's see. You will get a message, server startup in 1622 milliseconds. If you are getting this message, I can say confidently server is started perfectly. The server is started what? Perfectly. Yeah. You can see this server startup in 1622 milliseconds. Okay, fine. But again, to double confirm it, try to see the home page of the Tomcat. To see home page means the first page of the Tomcat. So HTTP, that's a protocol. You just give request to the Tomcat server. There is a local host. What's the port number? 3030. You just give request to what? Localhost 3030. Automatically it opens the home page of the Tomcat and request goes there. It opens the home page of the Tomcat and request goes there. Say paste, enter key. Yes, whatever screen you are seeing here, this is called home page of the Tomcat. You can see one message here. If you are seeing this, you have successfully installed Tomcat, congratulations. So that indicates, yes, we have successfully what? Installed the Tomcat. So how to stop the server, sir? Yes, just press, this is called server console of Tomcat here. Just go there and press Ctrl C, server will be stopped. Yes, happily server will be stopped. Fine. Next, some recommendations. Let's talk about some recommendation. After installing Tomcat, it's always suggested to go for what? Services, right? There you go to Apache Tomcat. Yes, right now the version I have installed is what? 9. Since it is stopped mode, yes, option is there, start. If you want, you can start from here also, your choice, but I never suggested it, because if you start from here, you never get server console. That's why I always start by using bin directory Tomcat 9.exe file. But what I suggest is, go to properties. Here startup type is there automatic. Always change this one to manual. Why should we change this one to manual? That's a $1 billion question. Very simple here. If it is automatic, the moment OS is started through booting process, automatically Tomcat server starts. As a background process, Tomcat server start and Tomcat server goes to start mode. What's the problem, sir? Without observing this, if you try to start Tomcat manually from bin directory or by using other technique, so the window blink and go. That means port number clash will come and problem may come. So, and moreover, starting Tomcat the moment starts is meaningless, because every time there is no guarantee we use Tomcat, even especially in the development mode of the project or in the academic level. Every day there is no guarantee we have to use Tomcat. So that's why always suggested to change startup type from automatic to manual. So until we start the server explicitly, it will not be started automatically. So generally what happens, most of the times people gets problem here. They keep this one automatic. First time after installation they start the server, it runs happily. They shut down the computer, they restart the computer, and they go to bin directory and they try to click on tomcat 9.exe file. It will blink and go. It will simply blink and go. So then they will get the problem. Okay. That time what we have to do? Come here and change startup type to manual. Problem will be solved. So you restart computer any number of times. Now no tension. Until you explicitly start, Tomcat server will not be started automatically. Fine. Here after installation of the Tomcat, we will get some folders. In fact, lot of folders. See, we got a bin directory. It contains lot of exe files. But the most important exe file is Tomcat 9.exe file, which we use generally to start the Tomcat. And we got conf folder, nothing but configuration folder. Okay. Lot of XML files are there, but regularly used XML files are server.xml and tomcat-users.xml file. We use server.xml to change the port number after installation. We use tomcat-users.xml to add new username passwords to get into the admin console, administrative activity, or to know password of the existing user, or to know username password both, or to modify the password. We use the support of these XML files. Lib folder, along with the Tomcat software installation, you will get some APIs, you will get some containers. So the important files are servlet-api.jar represents servlet API. JSP-api.jar represents JSP API. And I said servlet container name is Catalina. That's why Catalina.jar is there representing servlet container. I said JSP container name is Jasper. Some people call JSP engine also. Okay. So that name is Jasper, and they have come up with Jasper.jar. And JSP container internal uses servlet container. JSP container basic work is converting JSP page into equivalent servlet. After that, it takes the support of servlet container for execution. Logs folder, a lot of log files. That means what's happening in the server, what are the things that are executed in the server. All the things will be kept tracked through login, and those log files will be generated here. And we generally use localhost . Every day one log file will be generated. So today's date is 21st November 2016. So today we just installed, one log file is created. So tomorrow when we start server, tomorrow one more log file will be created. Temp folder, in the application execution or in the server execution, if any temporary files are generated, okay, those will be stored into temp folder, but basically it's an empty folder. Web apps folder, this is very important. Basically it contains default web applications. If web applications are not there, how Tomcat homepage has come? Actually the Tomcat homepage has come from which folder? Root folder. Okay. If no application name is specified, by default request will be taken by whom? Root. By default request will be taken by whom? Root. So from that root only we got that page. You want to have a confirmation, you can see that, I think Tomcat. So because of this particular page, that home page has come, and all these are what? Supporting pages for that particular page. These are example application. In future you developed web application, you will be placing in web apps folder. You want to undeploy any web application, you will be dealing with web apps folder. The process of keeping developed web application in web server is called what? Deployment. In Tomcat server, we deploy web application by copying appropriate folders or files to what? Web apps folder. Right. Work folder, it holds some container related stuff and internal code here. For example, we have given request to JSP, and as I said, JSP won't execute on its own. JSP will be converted into servlet. So that servlet conversions and other things we can see in this particular work folder. It's too early to talk about work folder. In the coming videos, I will talk much about work folder. And this is icon using which we can, it just shows the logo of this one, and this shows another image that talks about what? Uninstallation related logo. This is license document. All these are not so important. We use regularly bin directory to start the Tomcat, and we also use web apps folder regularly to perform deployment and undeployment of web applications. So you might have observed one thing: installation has not taken much time, starting server has not taken much time, stopping server also has not taken much time. This indicates what? Tomcat is what? Very easy install and very easy to start, very easy to stop. In fact, very easy to handle also. But now my requirement is, I would like to change the port number of the Tomcat after installation. Okay, what is my requirement? Changing Tomcat port number after installation. After installation, this is my requirement. How to change? Go to Tomcat home slash, go to Tomcat home slash conf slash configuration. There is a file called server.xml file. Okay, go to first connector tag, change port attribute value. Change port attribute value. You have to change the attribute port value. Port attribute value. Port attribute value. Then what? Restart server. Tomcat 9.x bin directory. Tomcat 9. Say OK. So right now it is running on 3030 port number, but I want to change this one to 2525. So Tomcat home conf folder, here we got something called server.xml file. In this server.xml file, yes, there is something called what? 3030. First connector tag. A lot of other connector tags are there. Somehow they are commented tags, but you have to always prefer working with what? First connector tag. So I am changing that one to 2525. Save it. If you installed your Tomcat in C drive, and C drive is read only, that time we cannot do this kind of saves easily, and you will get a lot of problem, because C drive is read only, we cannot edit the document. So this is the reason I suggested not to install Tomcat in what? C drive, and I suggested it to install Tomcat other than what? C drive. Fine. Yes, we have done that. So now I have to restart the server. Okay. Let me go to again, get into bin directory, start the server. Yeah, we can use that server.xml not only to change the port number, to view the port number after installation. Sometimes we forget port number after installation. That time, yes, that server.xml is really useful one. So let's see that it's running on which port number? 2525. But still I'll try to give request to old one. Refresh, we'll get error. Now I'll give request to 2525 port number. Let's look at 2525, enter key. Yes, somehow we got what? 2525 port number, and we got a home page here. We seriously got a home page here. Yes, like this we can change the port number after installation. During installation you can choose a port number. Okay, that is also some kind of changing port number, but this is after installation. Okay, that's nice. Next, changing or viewing username comma password, admin username comma password after installation. Changing changing comma weaving admin username comma password after installation. Yes, how to do that work? Go to Tomcat home, again conf folder, tomcat users.xml file, observe users tag, observes what? Users tag. So it's a bin directory. Again go to conf folder, go to what? Tomcat users.xml file. Okay, that's nice. There is a user tag. What's the username? Admin. What's the password? Admin. So I decided to change this admin password to admin1. Yes, admin1. Saved it, and as usually what should I do? Restart the server. Restart server. How do you mean by restart server? Stop the server and start the server. Stop. Control C. Stop. And get into bin directory to start the server. Tomcat 9 bin directory. What is this? Tomcat9.exe file. I simply started server. So let me check whether port number is working or not. So let me open the home page. This is home page. Yeah, if home page is successfully launched, I can say Tomcat server is successfully installed and what? Installed and configured, and this is what is reflecting here. So there is a application called manager application. It will ask username and password. Name is admin, password is what? Admin. Click on OK button. It's giving the error because we changed password to admin1. We changed password to admin1. Again password is what? Admin1. That's nice. This time I have given admin1. It will take me to the Tomcat application manager window. That means we are able to change the password after installation. So during installation you will choose username password, and after installation if you want to view it, if you want to see it, or if you want to change them, definitely we can use this particular option. So these are various things related to what? Tomcat server installation, okay, and what we can do after installation. So how to confirm whether Tomcat is installed or not, and I have given some recommendations also. Don't install in C drive. After installation, go to services, make sure that startup type is what? Manual. So I hope you benefited this video. Okay, so it's very easy to install, it's very easy to start, it's very easy to stop, and it is in fact very easy to handle it. So I suggest the Tomcat should be your first server, so when you are developing any Java based web application. So thank you.